All right, we are here at Motiongate Dubai. Judging by the crowds, this is the most popular park, which isn't surprising since it has all the big name IPs. Walking down, you know,
almost see the Dreamworks sign.
Yeah, you know, walking down, which every good park needs, a good main street. First reactions is it's super well kept up, real nice theming. You know, again, if you have a main street, you gotta have stuff in the windows. It's tradition, for what they tell me. But yeah, really nice. It looks like everyone's headed in, going to the right. Probably because they're going to try to go to Dreamworks. We're going to probably try to go to Hunger Games. Starting off with a Mac launch coaster is probably not too bad. But first thoughts of Motiongate looking good. Let's go check out the rides. All right, time to probably check out the main area of the park here, Dreamworks. It's an entire area themed to a bunch of different Dreamworks films, all inside this giant building here. And it's getting toasty outside. And I can only imagine how toasty it gets in the summer here. So nice to go inside and check out some air conditioning. And I mean, who doesn't like Kung Fu Panda and Madagascar and Shrek and all those fun rides? So let's go check it out. All right, walking in, and this is just a really great wow moment. I mean, you got the floor sparkling. It's like a fun red carpet kind of thing. And then you're walking in here and you have this incredible fountain with like all the different Dreamworks characters. And that's not saturation applied in the video, folks. It's really like that shiny bronze in real life. It's neat too because you like choose your own adventure. Kung Fu Panda, Madagascar's on the backside there. And then you got Shrek. You even got a cool ceiling. So we are inside Kung Fu Panda. I mean, this is a massive building here. It's kind of hard to see because it's dark. You know, you can just see this. It goes on. Ryan taking a photo there. I don't blame him.
Shop behind us.
It's a great looking area. Huge tree here. And there's apparently a roller coaster somewhere around this joint here. So let's go. We'll go to try find it out there.
Alright everyone, stand by for some Class A fun on the double.
So now we are in Madagascar, and I see a roller coaster track up there. Must be a roller coaster. This is pretty cool. It's like themed to all the different animals. It's just like Madagascar, like through a circus or something. Big chop treasures. Very bright and colorful, which is cool because glad they're taking advantage of the dark space here because
it's like it's nighttime all the time.
Yeah, you never otherwise be able to do like lights on a building unless it got dark out. So cool, as the theme is for the whole park. The queue lines are amazing. Look at this. You actually have to walk through a real full railroad car, circus car, to get to the ride. Pretty cool. So the Madagascar Mad Pursuit, really excited about riding this because I had no idea what it was. We walked to the station and I was like, oh, it's a Eurofighter. That type ride. That's really cool. And it starts off with a little like dark ride segment, and then it launches you, spoiler alert, pretty decent sized launch and into like the black abyss. And then it's kind of like, there it is. It pops out there for a second. But it's kind of like Rock and Roller Coaster or something where it's all in the black, and then when you go by something, it lights up. So that's kind of neat. Really fun ride. Really long, and I think a custom layout, which you don't see too many custom Eurofighter type layouts. So that's always a cool surprise. Really neat custom carousel here. Got like the tiger jumping through the ring of fire over there. Carousel theme with the Madagascar characters. Really neat stuff. We've come to another decision point. How to Train Your Dragon or Shrek. Really interesting how they have all the lands divided in like these kind of like portals to figure out where to go next. So
and then turn around too, is where we just came.
Oh yeah, good point. What do you know? Madagascar. All right, wow, we just walked into How to Train Your Dragon, and this area is immense. Kind of hard to see, but like all the way up there. Way up, that's probably like 50 feet up. There's like trees, like this is steam from floor to ceiling. I'm gonna just pan over here and show like all this, and like look what's even just like above my head right here. Like this is really well done. Check out this whole area of it. Like again, very deep with the it's not like it just goes up against the wall. There's like depth to it with like stuff up on the ledge. Really well done. All right, we're at the Dragon Glider ride. Brian, what is this ride for you?
It's probably one of the most hyped things here that I've heard about. It's basically Arthur, and I'm kind of stoked for it.
Let's go ride it. Quite the queue here. Lots of details. More awesome queue here. All right, the Dragon Flyer. Is that hard to say that's a roller coaster. Mostly powered dark ride going up and down some hills. But that being said, it is probably one of the best dark rides I've ever been on. It's suspended, and some of the show scenes are like probably 50, 60 feet tall, you know, giant screens the size of like Soarin' that you're passing, and then you'll go past like rock work or like a whole scene where it's, like I said, 50, 60 feet tall. Tons of great animatronics, big animatronics, small animatronics. You can see like just all the details. It kind of goes through the trees up there before kind of shooting out. The grand finale is kind of like the, it comes around the building here, which I'm trying to stall for, waiting for it to come around, but it comes all the way around this whole area here. But it's a massive, massive ride. Long, like I said, tons of show scenes, and just goes all around this whole area here, which you can just see is like super detailed. I love how, you know, you look at it and go, oh, it's in this giant warehouse box. And they did a really good job of giving the box depth and, like, you know, creating different floors, so it doesn't just feel like you're inside like a warehouse. It feels like, you know, you really are in a theme park land, not just inside a big box. All right, now we're in Shrek Land. A lot more quieter than the other ones. Seems very peaceful, but still really cool theming. You got like cool queue there. And Shrek's Journey. Go take a look. All right, so just got off Shrek's Journey. What an incredible ride. A couple really neat things about it. It's themed to a puppet show. So you get on the ride, the first scene is Shrek and Fiona and Donkey saying, hey, let's tell the kids about how we met. So the entire ride is basically the Shrek movie done as puppets. And that's a really interesting way to do it, because while the animatronics looked awesome, they don't have to have super fluid movements because they're puppets. So it makes it feel really neat. And there was also like 2 tracks at points. It was 1-track ride, but at certain times there was 2 tracks with the other, and so it allowed the other vehicle to pass or see the show scene at the same time, which was really interesting because that way the show scene didn't have to like quickly reset in between. It could be a more dramatic show scene. But overall, what a great ride and a great area here. I mean, there was show scenes in there that had animatronics on 2 stories. Donkey would like run up to the 2nd story. Really well done, really cool stuff. All right, yet another dark ride here. This one themed to the Smurfs. Gotta love a park that's filled with dark rides. Never saw this movie. I don't even know if it's real, but I'm sure it's better than the Phantom Menace.
We're super excited to have you here today. Papa Smurf is waiting. Smurf up the gate. This movie's gonna be Smurf-tastic. It's got Space Smurfs, Jungle Smurfs, and a big musical number. Everybody has a different... Tell me what's going to turn out. After I catch you, I'll be the Hey, they're not in this scene.
You have the Smurfs Village Express coaster over here. Pretty neat theming for a kid's coaster.
The affections of his father.
Another ride, another sweet queue. We're here at the Green Hornet.
In his adult life, it only got worse.
That's a sweet car. Don't know much about the movie. I saw it probably once a long time ago. But that car's pretty sweet. Here you have the Green Hornet roller coaster. I'll probably be corrected here, but it doesn't look like your standard Wild Mouse layout, which is always nice to see when you got a kind of twist on the good old standard tried and true. A lot more helixes. Is that not the coolest restaurant? I'm going to guess they serve spaghetti and meatballs there.
Alright, so the raft ride is themed to Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, a river adventure. So it's kind of like the Choo Choo Train, the beloved ride of Drew the Intern that formerly used to be a California adventure. But the raft ride itself, you do not get wet on this ride. I got one tiny little splatter on my jeans, but that's it.
Alright, they have the Blast Off ride here from Zombieland, which you may or may not know, the movie was actually filmed at Wild Adventures in Georgia. So here's a recreation of the drop tower from Wild Adventures. All right, Hotel Transylvania, another dark ride at the park. Really interesting what they do. I think I'm going to have to draw it out because I probably can't explain it that well. To illustrate here, let me draw the building first. So the building basically takes place in one giant room, but starts kind of with a little dark ride segment. So you start kind of over here with the station, go around a couple scenes, and then you come into this giant hall here. And the hall has all these like little alcoves that you go in and out of. So remember, this is a trackless ride, so you crisscross all over, interact with all other vehicles, and like you'll come out, go into one room, go into another room, you know, and you'll just go around. It's really neat at first because you're like, oh wow, this is cool. Don't know which one I'm going to next. Interacting with all the other vehicles, and then it kind of ends by going through a couple show scenes here before kind of getting back to the station. So the problem with the ride I have is it's really cool for the first couple of alcoves and like kind of seeing all the ride interact. So you go here, then you kind of go over here, and then over here, and then you're like, well, wait a minute, I can already see what's in all the other rooms. You're telling me we have to go to all of the others? And like I just at this point I kind of got bored. I was like, oh, do we really have to go back through all the others? So that's kind of the one disappointing thing. It kind of shows you everything before you see it all. But overall, really cool. A lot of big sets. And it's kind of different kind of dark ride. So with the way they set it up there, so pretty neat. Another ride, another really cool queue here.
Sure, this is how you make.
All right, we're inside the firehouse here. Photos, props, pretty well themed.
Soon found themselves being blamed for much of the.
More queue, more cool theming. All right, so the Ghostbusters ride gets a lot of hate online when it opened up. I didn't think it was that bad. The shooting technology could have been probably a little better. You're just shooting at video screens But overall, the sets were pretty good. It's just kind of hard to compare once you've been on some of the other dark rides in the park. This one doesn't stand out as much. All right, the next area is Lionsgate. All right, so they got like a bunch of like iconic kind of buildings from the movies. You have like what the different, sorry, shooting in the sun here, the different capital or districts are known for. So that's pretty cool. And then they have 2 rides, Mack Launch Coaster and some kind of a tour ride. Let's go check them out. So that's the Capital Bullet Train. It's a Mack Launch Coaster. The second half you see kind of back there is a lot like Copperhead Strike. A couple inversions, couple airtime bunny hills. Nothing too fast, nothing too crazy. It's fun. It comes out, it does that launch, goes up the back spike, and then does the full course. Neat little ride. The other ride is an aerial tour Pan Am. Let's go check it out. All right, just got off the aerial tour of Pan Am. It's kind of like Europe in the air, or whatever they're calling it over at Busch Gardens Williamsburg now, where you're on a flat motion based simulator, and then they slide you into like a 362 kind of like Kong style. It was okay. You starting District 12, of course, and then they rush you to the capital. Stuff goes wrong, and then they rush you to District 13, and that's how it ends. Not bad. Kind of neat. You know, neat building here. You think that a U.S. park with the popularity of the movies, probably could have built this ride at a fairly reasonable budget and probably got tons of media attention and hype for it. I'm surprised this is the only one.
District 5, powering our great nation with the hardest energy of the earth and the sky. District 6, connecting all of Pan Am through transportation with a...
All right, leaving Motiongate. Probably gonna come back here later and get some more rides in, but I wanted to wrap this up. Really good park. Really good theming. Some areas a little bit better than others. I think Dreamworks is probably the crown jewel of the park. Hunger Games was interesting. What I think is really neat about this place is you see a lot of IPs that you don't find anywhere else. It's not like going to another Disney park or going to a Universal park, or even some of the other parks that have other rides that you're used to. Seeing stuff like How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, Hunger Games, just really makes this park unique because you can't really find those IPs many other places, if anywhere else. So, really enjoyed the park. A lot of great dark rides here, I will say that. And I think the standout rides were definitely Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, for sure. And then the Gristle Hour Launch Coaster, really neat surprise. If you were to ask me, Hyde, how does this compare to Disney? I think this sign about sums it up. Disney calls their bakery at Hollywood Studios starring roles. Here it's called supporting roles. Figure it out.